I don't know how long this is going to be. Short, long, no idea. I wanted to start this new consistent series. Titling it, which you'll see by now, is I don't have it figured out, but I show up anyway. That means a lot more than what it sounds. I hear a lot of podcasters, see a lot of podcasters that I look up to talk about what they have done, what has and has not worked, which is great. But if I wanted one piece of advice, it would be from someone who's been in my shoes within the very recently, still fresh, 6 months, a year ago, because it's still on their mind, it's still fresh to them. Which, not saying, I take down a lot of notes and learn a lot from successful podcasters and people like that, but I wanted to be different. I don't want to do the same thing. It just bugs me. I don't want to do that. So, like I said, don't know how long or short this is going to be. But the first thing I did want to talk about was, currently I'm in the busiest time of my life. I've had a lot of ups and downs the last 6 months. I got a job, firefighting, was ready to do it for my whole career, and I tore my ACL, and it was the third time. I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll figure it out, I'll tough through it. And I started talking to my surgeon and other people, and it was like, I have a son, and at this point, after the third time, the first surgery didn't go well, second one went okay, and then the third time I tear it, and it's, I have to think about walking when I'm 30, 35. I want to be able to pick up my son. And so it was much more than just what I wanted. So, that didn't end up working out. I still think about it every day, but I would choose the decision, me and everyone else told me to make again because of my family. So, moved on. I'm taking a new role, and I'm leading people. I am learning to lead, and that's a big thing because I solely look at it as it's not about how good I teach. That doesn't show. However good I teach, however good you think I teach, it seems I teach, doesn't matter. What shows how good I did is by their success. And being young, for people to take me seriously, I have to know what I'm talking about. And my success is based off of their success. And so I am diving into everything I know, trying to be the best leader that I can for them. And it's very stressful. One thing that I've figured out that has helped me is putting God first. People say they do that. I've done that. Within the last 2 months, I would say, is when I really started doing that. And it seemed to be great. I still stress. I still have doubts about some things, but knowing that I'm going to be okay in the end because of him is all I need. I'm very grateful where I'm at. I'm grateful to wake up every day. And I heard this the other day, and I forgot who it was by, but they said the average person truly has about 6 bad days in their whole life. 6 days that they'll remember forever. Worst things to happen to them or happen around them. So, someone didn't get much sleep, so, they're going throughout the day and they're like, oh, it's a bad day, I didn't get much sleep, couldn't work out. As soon as you wake up, you should be grateful. It should be a good day already. Everyone has their ups and downs. I'm not always in the best mood, but you woke up. And, like I said, that's what has helped me through that. As far as my fitness goals go, one thing that I've found out very recently, which I've heard all the time, some of you may have heard a lot, is time management. I've always assumed, yeah, it's you need time management or it's going to be a little chaotic, but I've consistently gone to the gym. This is very important. This is probably the biggest takeaway from this. I have shown up every day I need to. But my showing up is great. Showing up is something. I'm not saying it's not something. It is something. But where my specific goals are, showing up isn't enough. I've always shown up, but I've given myself sometimes, I'll show up to the gym late, 20, 30 minutes to work out. And for my plan, I want to gain size and strength. It hasn't helped me. So just within the last 2 weeks, no matter what, I add another 30 minutes. So I'm working out at least an hour. I've seen improvements in my size. I've seen improvements in my strengths. And that's all it takes was that one little fix. And, that's helped me with the last, like I said, 2 weeks. This is probably going to be a continuous series about what I'm currently learning, because I want to just one person out there to be, maybe our goals aligned or where we're at in life aligned, and they're just a few months behind. That's all I want. Someone like that to take one thing away. I would say consistency matters a lot, but your goals, consistency to your goals matter more. Like I said, showing up can mean something to somebody. That's all it can mean to somebody, is they just need to show up. But if you set goals for yourself, and just showing up for 10, 20 minutes, whether it's working out, whether it's working on, your personal business, you have to know your goals to that, and the path to your goals, the road to your goals. It needs to be consistently improving. You can't be consistently working on them for 5 minutes when you need 30. You showed up for 5, but you need 30. It's not going to work out. So knowing what you need to do to reach your goals, consistently staying on that. It seems obvious, but I would tell myself that and I wouldn't do it. I would show up and be like, that's enough. And then I realized, to meet my goals, I know I need to be in the gym at least 45 minutes. I'm not doing 3 sets, 2-second breaks, because that doesn't align with my goals. One thing I've come, again, the last few weeks to enjoy is the pressure that I have. For example, the pressure I have with leading a team, being a mentor and a leader to a team. It's a lot of pressure being young. The fear of someone not taking me serious because I joke around, or it's just because I'm young. The pressure of that I've come to really enjoy, because if something's not hard, if there's not obstacles, if I'm not being pressured or challenged, I'm not going to grow. I've heard a lot of people say that. Yeah, it sounds like common sense, but really thinking about it, I've said that before. Yeah, I want to be challenged, and then I am, and then I'm like, no, I want to go back to comfort, and I'm tired of it. So, the past few weeks, embracing the pressure, embracing the challenge has been very good for my mentality, and it is a lot. It does mean a lot. I wrote down one of my notes: pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's really not. It's whatever your goals are, or wherever you're at, whatever you want to get better at, whatever you want to do, there has to be a challenge for it to be worth. If you wake up and there's no challenge, and the next day you get, if you have no pressure or obstacles to where you want to go, you probably didn't set high enough goals. The challenge is like I said, I've came to enjoy it. Not saying that's not hard, not saying that I don't have doubts sometimes, but enjoying that challenge makes the walk towards my goals a lot easier and a lot more fulfilling and enjoying. Like I said earlier, if you don't put Jesus first, nothing else matters. It's as simple as that. I don't want to make it more complicated. If you do not put Jesus first, nothing else matters. It's that easy. I want to lead by example, and my biggest example that I try to follow is the Bible. So if I want to imitate that and things I can learn from that, I have to put that first. That's all it is. Like I said, I don't have everything figured out. I'm not making $20 million. I'm not going on vacation every week. But the end goal is to I'm going to go a little deeper than what I intended to. I saw this, again, I forgot who it was, but someone I watch all the time. I watch a lot of people. I can't remember the name, but they were talking about the one rule as a father. Simplify it as easy as you can. The one rule is to make sure your kids know Jesus. That's it. And if I can do that, I've accomplished everything. Sounds very simple, but it's also, I have to prepare, I have to learn, I have to work on myself to be able to do that. And, besides that, I don't want to make $1 million to have $1 million to say I have $1 million. I want to be able to make memories with my family, go on vacation, travel, and you need money to do that. And that's something I want to do. That's another goal of mine that's like I'm going to get to. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I can only do that through God, through Jesus. It's that simple. I can make things as complicated as I want for me, for you, or I can make them as simple as I want. And that's really it. And one more thing I want to kind of touch on that I briefly touched on earlier is I want to impact people differently. I may get a few hundred views on this. It's a start. If I can find one person every time I sit down and do this that takes something away and applies it or learns from it like I did, that is, I've done my job. That is all I want. It's gonna continue to be, my current walk, what I've learned. In a few months, I might be talking about something completely different because that's what I'm dealing with then. It might be, I joke around a lot. There might be some times where all I do is joke around. That keeps me sane sometimes, but it's going to be continuing being what I'm learning in my walk in life. That's what I want to do. And I think there's people out there that, love learning from people that have been successful. But, they may be talking about something that they did 10 years ago that helped. It's different now than 10 years ago, which I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I love learning from it. I apply it to my life. It helps, but being able to take something away from someone that is currently living in it or currently just learned from whatever mistake, whatever they did right is, I feel like that means a lot and someone could take away from it. And that's pretty much all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed. When I do episode 2, it'll probably be next week. This is going to be a consistent thing now. So I'll appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.